UFC returns to Singapore on Saturday, October 26th. It's a grappler's dream matchup in the main event as former title challenger and jiu-jitsu black belt Damian Maia faces former Olympic wrestler Funky Ben Askren. And Michael Johnson returns to lightweight to take on Scotland's Stevie Ray. See UFC Fight Night live, only on ESPN+.
The city that never sleeps is the epicenter of the mixed martial arts world yet again.
This fight is absolutely insane. I cannot wait for this one.
Oh, this is a fan dream fight.
It's the biggest fight there is.
A fight for the ages inside Madison Square Garden.
Welcome to the showdown, finally at last. We put the numbers up, they don't lie, do the math. It all adds up to this moment in the flash.
The fastest knockout in UFC history. That's it! He's got the show! He's out!
You want to see how a legend is made? Come on.
Nate Diaz, one of the biggest superstars in the game.
We gonna beat your asses, that's what's up.
Jorge Masvidal's time is here.
That's a born fighter, ladies and gentlemen.
It's such a fight for the fans, for the sport.
Fight fans, get ready.
I'm down for whatever's necessary. Watch me. Legendary.
UFC Fight Night is back tomorrow on ESPN2. In the main event, undefeated Dominic Reyes faces former middleweight champion Chris Weidman. Plus, Jeremy Stephens takes on Yair Rodriguez in a matchup with bad blood written all over it. And Joe Lozon welcomes Jonathan Pierce to the octagon. Reyes versus Weidman tomorrow, only on ESPN2.
UFC fans, we'd like to welcome you to the weigh-in for UFC Fight Night, Reyes versus Weidman. Tomorrow night, the Octagon is back here in the City of Champions. In the main event, light heavyweight contender Dominic Reyes puts his undefeated record on the line against the former middleweight champion Chris Weidman. Not to be outdone, the co-headliner is a rematch with a whole lot of heat on, as Yair Rodriguez and Jeremy Stephens settle their differences here in a matter of hours. We would like to thank our sponsors, Body Armor. Body Armor Sports Drink provides superior hydration for today's athletes. More electrolytes, more vitamins, better sports drink. Body Armor, the official sports drink of UFC. Metro by T-Mobile. Catch all the action with Metro's knockout coverage and unlimited data. And Modelo Especial. Since 1925, we've proved that it doesn't matter where you come from, it matters what you're made of. Modelo, brewed for those with a fighting spirit. We would also like to send a special welcome to our UFC Fight Club members joining us today here in Boston, Massachusetts. We hope to see all of you once again for the live action at TD Garden tomorrow night. And now we present the weigh-in for UFC Fight Night, Reyes versus Weidman. Boston, Massachusetts. Smells like winning in here. Great to be back here in the hub of the universe. Having a hand for our Octagon girls, Vanessa Hansen, Chrissy Blair, matchmaker Shawn Shelby, UFC President Dana White's in the building. What a fight card we have got for you tomorrow night, live at TD Garden, wall to wall on ESPN2. We begin with the prelims. First up, in the heavyweight division, Daniel Spitz versus Tanner the Bulldozer Boser. First fighter to the scale making his UFC debut tomorrow night. Please welcome Tanner Boser. $247.5, the official weight for Tanner Boser. And his opponent making his fourth UFC appearance. Please welcome Daniel Spitz. $240 on the nose, the official weight this morning for Daniel Spitz. All right, next up in the UFC middleweight division, Brendan All-In Allen versus Kevin Trailblazer Holland. 185.5 for Kevin Holland.
Let's go, Buck.
And his opponent off the Dana White Contender Series, making his UFC debut tomorrow, Brendan All-In Allen. $185 for Brendan Allen. All right, this next prelim in the UFC welterweight division, Court the Crusher Mcgee versus Shawn Brady. First fighter making the walk set for his UFC debut, undefeated 10-0, Shawn Brady. $167.5, the official weight for Philadelphia's Shawn Brady. And his opponent making his 16th UFC appearance. How about a hand for the Crusher, Court Mcgee. $170, the official weight for Mr. Mcgee. All right, now moving on to the bantamweight division. Randy the Zohan Costa versus Boston Salmon. First fighter to the scale. He was named after this city, folks. How about a hand? Boston Salmon. $135.5, the official weight for Boston Salmon. And his opponent fighting out of Taunton, Massachusetts, the Zohan, Randy Costa. $134, the official weight for the Zohan. All right, next up in the featherweight division, Kyle Crash Botaniak versus Shawn Woodson. First fighter to the scale making his UFC debut tomorrow is Shawn Woodson. $144.5, the official weight for the newcomer, Shawn Woodson. And his opponent repping Boston, Massachusetts, Kyle Crash Botaniak. $145, the official weight for Crash Botaniak. All right, our next prelim is in the UFC flyweight division. Meatball Molly McCann versus Diana, the Warrior Princess Belbitsa. $125 for Romania's Diana Belbitsa. And her Meatball Molly McCann. $125, the official weight for Molly McCann. All right, now to our featured prelim in the featherweight division. A lot of Massachusetts flavor here. Charles Boston Strong Rosa versus Manny the Bermudez Triangle Bermudez. First fighter reps Rockland, Massachusetts, Manny Bermudez. £148, the official weight for Manny Bermudez, 2 pounds over the featherweight limit. He forfeits 20% of his purse. His opponent fights out of Peabody, Massachusetts, Charles Boston Strong Rosa. $144, the official weight for Charles Rosa. All right, that brings us to the main card, live tomorrow on ESPN 2, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. First out of the chute in the middleweight division, Darren Wynn versus Darren the Dentist Stewart. $185, the official weight for the dentist, Darren Stewart. And his opponent still undefeated at 6-0, Darren Wynn. $188.5 for Darren Wynn. He also forfeits 20% of his purse. All right, next up, we got a good one in the women's flyweight division. Macy, the Future Barber, versus Jillian, the Savage Robertson. $126, the official weight for the 15th ranked flyweight, Jillian Robertson. And her opponent, 7-0, number 12 in the world, the Future, Macy Barber. $126, the official weight for Macy Barber. All right, moving on now to the lightweight division. Joe Lozon versus Jonathan Pierce. First fighter out, making his UFC debut tomorrow from Tennessee, Jonathan J.S.P. Pierce. $154.5, the official weight for JSP. And his opponent opponent set to make his 27th UFC appearance tomorrow, fighting out of Bridgewater, Massachusetts, Joe Lozon. .153, the official weight for Joe Lozon. All right, now we get to a featured bout in the UFC heavyweight division. Greg Prince of War Hardy versus Combat Wombat Ben Sassoli. First fighter making the walk, set for his debut, Ben Sassoli. .264, the official weight for Ben Sassoli. And his opponent, former second-team NFL All-Pro, Prince of War, Greg Hardy. .264.5, the official weight for Greg Hardy. All right, well, if you know the backstory on tomorrow night's co-main event, then you just can't wait for this one more sleep to get out of the way. Let's look at how we got here between Yair Rodriguez and Jeremy Stephens.
Good evening from Mexico City. It's Rodriguez and Stephens in our main event, and the Mexican fans are ready to cheer louder than ever tonight for one of their own. Yair Rodriguez being mobbed by the masses right now. His first appearance in his native Mexico since 2015. He salutes the crowd, and now it's time to get to business.
Not sure what happened here. Poking the eye of something. The opening seconds, I mean, man, that sucks. Yeah, definitely connected with the eyes. Didn't appear to be too bad, but listen, it wasn't my eyeball.
You can't open the in 5 minutes. We need to stop the fight, right?
Listen, Jeremy Stephens is as tough as they come. A true warrior. He's not trying to get the fight cancelled.
Okay, it's been 5 minutes. If you can't open his eye.
Oh, man, this is terrible. This is terrible.
It's done, it's done. Time to call it.
Oh, come on.
Look out.
Yeah, the crowd are not happy.
Now they're going to come raining down. Not a good situation here for Mexico City.
I don't know who to feel right now. It was the hardest training camp I ever had. He's the only one who's going to have to live with that for the rest of his life if he was alive. You know, in the Frankie Edgar fight, my eye was completely closed.
Oh, man.
You know, I couldn't see nothing, but I was willing to keep on going.
Your hands are supposed to be closed. I'm not going to lie, you come over and try to talk. You know, especially after you eye poked me. We almost got into it at the hotel. You know, he's looking like he's going to try to be a gentleman, and then all of a sudden he starts talking. No, hey. If you're going to talk about me, let's talk about running it back. I'll see you soon.
It has to happen. This had all the makings to be a legendary fight. Yair Rodriguez, we all know how explosive and unorthodox he is.
His ability to do things you just don't see coming.
Oh, it was an elbow. Oh, my God.
And Jeremy Stephens, a true knockout artist.
Oh, and it goes down. Damn it, down.
I'm going to be in your face, trying to kill you, trying to take you out.
Oh!
I'm putting this kid to sleep.
It's your life in the line, so I expect him to be ready because I'll be ready as well.
Let's run it back, let's go.
First fighter to the scale, the number 8 ranked featherweight in the world, Jeremy Lil Heathen Stephens. .145.5, the official weight for Jeremy Stephens. And his opponent, the number 7 ranked featherweight in the world, El Pantera, Yair Rodriguez. 145, the official weight for Yair Rodriguez. All right, folks, I'm here with Jeremy Stephens, 32nd UFC appearance tomorrow night. How do you keep emotions out of it, or do you think emotions are going to play a role tomorrow night?
If he doesn't die, it doesn't count. You know, we're bringing a banger to Boston. Let's fucking go!
All the best, man. We'll see you tomorrow. Jeremy Stephens. And now we step over here and talk to Yair Rodriguez. So here we go, 27 days later. Any final thoughts before the rematch tomorrow night?
Yes, it is. Ready for tomorrow.
A man of few words. All the best. We'll see you tomorrow. How good is that, folks? The rematch tomorrow night, live and in color on ESPN2. All right, now let us take a closer look at the two men on the marquee, the light heavyweights who share the octagon tomorrow in our main event.
Chris Weidman has a lot of fight left in him. I feel more motivated than I felt in a really long time because my goal was to be the middleweight champion of the world and defend the belt as many times as I could. I won the world championship. I defended it 3 times.
Oh, he got hit! It's all over! Chris Weidman, the All-American, is the UFC middleweight champion!
My last few fights at middleweight haven't gone my way, but every single one of those fights I was winning before I ended up losing. Now it's like, all right, I want to win this light heavyweight championship. I want to be one of the few guys that were a champion at middleweight and also a champion at light heavyweight. So my goals are realigned, and I'm super excited to accomplish them.
So Chris has fought all the great middleweights of the world, but he's not fought me.
Dominic Reyes!
Whoa! Drops him, and Mark Goddard calls it. Another first-round finish.
He's not fought any light heavyweights. We're bigger, we're stronger. Size makes a difference when you're taking blows.
Oh my goodness, it's over. Knockdown for Reyes. That is it. Do you believe it?
Dominic Reyes, his striking is outstanding. Oh! He's very technical and fluid. He's got great submission skills as well.
And that is it. There is a new force to be reckoned with at 205 pounds.
I'm currently undefeated. I'm 11-0, and this is a fight that'll get me closer to that title shot, and I'm not gonna let this man stop me.
I just don't think too many guys have my wrestling, my pace, my jiu-jitsu, and my experience with striking with some of the best guys that the sports have ever seen.
It's a mistake for Chris to take this fight. It's not gonna end well for him. I'm gonna finish him.
I'm gonna make a serious statement to the light heavyweights. He is gonna have a nightmare. I plan on just dragging him into deep water and drowning his ass.
First fighter to the scale, the former UFC middleweight champion, the All-American, Chris Weidman. 204, the official weight for Chris Weidman. And his opponent, undefeated, number 4 in the world, Dominic the Devastator Reyes. .203.5, the official weight for Dominic Reyes. All right, we're now joined by the former UFC middleweight champion, Chris Weidman. A lot of Northeastern support in the building, obviously, for you here today. You've sort of gone through most of your first fight week as a 205er. I know you're happy you didn't have to weigh 186 pounds this morning. How do you feel on the eve of another big one, sir?
I honestly feel the best I've ever felt. I can't wait to make a statement tomorrow night. It's going to be an amazing night.
All the best to you, sir. We'll see you tomorrow. Chris Weidman. And we step over here and talk to Dominic Reyes. Congrats on your first UFC main event. You have been a picture of confidence here all week long. What are your emotions like here on the eve of the biggest fight of your professional life?
I'm pumped, baby. Let's go.
There he is, folks. Dominic Reyes, first UFC main event tomorrow night. All right, Boston, we love you. We'll see you at the Garden tomorrow night.
The main event, undefeated Dominic Reyes faces former middleweight champion Chris Weidman. Plus, Jeremy Stevens takes on Yair Rodriguez in a matchup with bad blood written all over it. And Joe Lozon welcomes Jonathan Pierce to the octagon. Reyes versus Weidman, tomorrow, only on ESPN2.
It's not that cute for him not to call me in 2 days. You think he's cute? Yeah, right. That's what I was saying. Hold up. Nailed it.
So anyways, I think I'm gonna block him. Maybe